Hello again and welcome back. In this lecture, we are going to install Google Analytics 4 and connect it to our website so that we can get all of the important data about our visitors into our Google Analytics account, such as who they are, where they're coming from, what they're doing on our website, and then we're going to deep dive into all of that in the upcoming lectures. So there's a couple of steps we need to take in order to install Google Analytics 4 and properly connect it, and I want you to do the preparations with me. First of all, open a tab in Analytics analytics.google.com. You can either write it in or access it in the resources. Make sure when you are in this tab that you're logged into the correct Gmail account, because this is going to be the Gmail account that you will be creating your Google Analytics on. The next tab I want you to open is going to be Google Tag Manager. So go to tagmanager.google.com or access it in the resources. And finally, I want you to access the back end of your website. You can just go to the dashboard and leave it open as the last tab. So if you got all those tabs up, we're ready to go. Otherwise, pause it, set them up, and then we'll continue. I'm going to assume you're ready to continue, so click on Start Measuring. So the first thing we're going to do is set our account name. Now, the account name doesn't have to be our website name. For example, the website me and Jesper have is called Blue Light Defenders. But this is just one of the websites that we've created, and chances are that we will be creating multiple websites in the future. So instead of naming the entire Google Analytics account after that one website, I'm going to call it Robin and Jesper, because that is our brand name, and under the brand name there can be multiple websites connected. Now, scrolling down, we have something that says account data sharing settings, and it's very important that you make sure that all of them are set. If you don't have all of these checked off, that means that you're not going to get as much data as possible. So if you don't have this one, for example, you're not going to have Google Signals, which means that if they're using cross devices, for example, they're using a tablet and their computer and they're visiting your website on both of them, Google Analytics won't recognize that this is the same user. But with Google Signals, you get to save down more information about your visitors, which means we're going to get more data and we can improve our strategy more appropriately. So make sure you check them all to get maximum amount of data and go down and click on Next. Now, the property name is going to be what we're setting up. So if you were setting up an app, you would write in the app name. We're setting up a website, so I'm going to write in the website name, which is Blue Light Defenders. I'm going to set the time zone where I am. And it is important that you set the time zone where you are, because when we read the statistics later on, we can see when there is a peak and when there is a dip in your time zone, so that you know when you should post during the peak and when you shouldn't release a post during the dip. But then you need to understand that this is according to your time zone. And then when it comes to currency, you want to make sure you use the same currency as it is on your website. So if you're selling in dollars, make sure the currency is in dollars. If it's in euro, make sure that it's euro. Because we will be tracking all of your sales, it is important that you track them in the same metric as you're actually selling in. Otherwise, calculating how much, for example, a lead is worth, how much a conversion is worth, all of that gets so much more complicated. So make sure the currency is the same as on your store. And there's nothing we need in advanced options. Universal Analytics no longer exists. That is the old version. So we're just going to go down and click on Next. And then they're doing some quick market research on us. We're going to select our industry. I'm going to go down to other business activity. The business size is small. I mean, it's newly created. How do you intend to use Google Analytics? Measure customer engagement, measure data across, increase my conversions, measure content monetization, analyze online sales, lead generation, and then click on Create. And then we have the terms of service. It's a good idea to read through these as always, even though it's a lot of text going on. Once you have, click on Accept. Scroll down. You have the data protection terms. Once again, a lot of text going on. It is worthwhile to read through it. Then click on Accept and then I accept. And now the question is, do you want any form of improvement, suggestions, and email offers from Google Analytics? Personally, I don't, but of course that's going to be up to you. But I'm going to click on Save. So now we're going to set up a data stream. And since we're setting up a stream between our website and Google Analytics, we are going to choose the platform as web. Next up, we're going to grab the URL of the website, which is bluelightdefenders.com. The stream name is going to be Blue Light Defenders website, just so I know exactly what it is. Again, make sure that this is checked, the enhanced measurements. You want to get as much data as you possibly can. So this enhanced measurement needs to be checked. Then click on Create Stream. So now that we've created a stream, we need to connect it to our website. And in order to do that, we're going to use Google Tag Manager. So what Google Tag Manager is basically allowing you to add in snippets or small pieces of code onto your website without actually going into the coding part of your website. So it allows you to tag this code onto your website and then set a trigger to this where you can decide when should this piece of code be activated. So by allowing you to tag and allowing you to decide when the tag should trigger, you can fully control all the different types of codes that you add in on your website without actually messing with your website's coding. And what we want to do now is install the Google Analytics 4 code across the entire website so that it's doing all of the tracking for us. This is an all-inclusive code and it works amazingly. But to do that, we need to actually create the tag and then implement it on our website. So we're going to go to Tag Manager and then create a Tag Manager account. The account name is going to be Robin and Jesper for us. We are in Cyprus. I'm going to set that up. Container name is going to be bluelightdefenders.com and it's going to be for the web. Click on Create. Read through this, accept, click on Yes. Fantastic. So now we're getting the tag, the piece of code, the code snippets, as they're called, that we want to install on our website. So let's head over to the back end of our website. And remember, if this is moving too fast, please feel free to hit the pause button and just follow my every step on screen. It's very important that you get all these steps right. Then we're going to go down to plugins and click on Add New. Then we're going to search for WP Code. And there it is, WP Code, insert headers and footers. Install now. Activate. Then I'm just gonna scroll down and find it. And there it is, WP Code. And then I'm gonna click on Code Snippets. And then I'm gonna move to the left here and move down to where it says Code Snippets and click on Header and Footer. So this is where we can add in code to the header of our website and we can add in code to the body and the footer, but we only need the header and the body. This plugin is so powerful because if the theme gets updated and anything should happen with this piece of code, that means that by using this plugin, the code will always be reapplied. So the tag will never disappear on your website. It will stay reapplied and it will stay reapplied on the right place, regardless of updates. It's also a very easy way to install it. So we're gonna head back, and this first part here, it says paste this code as high in the head of the page as possible. So I'm going to copy it by clicking there, head back over here if you wanna be a little funny. I'm gonna paste it in, scroll down to body, head back, paste this code immediately after the opening body tag, copy it, paste it in here, and then click on Save Changes. Okay, amazing. So now it's been installed. Now we're going to set up our first tag. So what we're going to do is move up and click on Add New Tag here. And then we're going to select Tag Configuration. We're going to add in Google Analytics 4 configuration. And this is where we're connecting everything together. So we have connected Google Tag Manager into our website. And now we're going to connect Google Analytics to Google Tag Manager, which will then be connected to our website. So as you can see, there's sort of a triangle going around here where we're interconnecting everything. And this is going to make sure that we have a steady data stream from our website coming into our Google Analytics account. So we're going to head over back to Google Analytics. We are going to close this down. And then we have our measurement ID here. I'm going to click on copy, head back and paste in the ID. And then up here, we want to give it a name. I'm going to name it Google Analytics 4 tag ID, and then just add in the ID just so I know exactly what it is. This tag is our Google Analytics tag that we're putting on our website. So you just want to be very clear. Going to remove the double colon there. There we go. Then I'm gonna go down to triggering. When should this tag trigger? And we want to make sure that it triggers on all pages. So basically that means that every single page in our website is going to trigger the Google Analytics 4 tracking, which means we're going to track everything that happens on our entire website. And then I'm gonna go up, click on Add, and then Save. Now, in order for this setup to go live, we need to move to the upper right and click on Submit. So whenever you're creating a new tag or adding a new trigger or doing any changes, you need to submit those changes to make them go live. Then it's always asking, okay, what did you do? Just for your own sort of tracking. So I'm going to write Google Analytics 4 setup. This is just for myself here, and then click on publish. Amazing. So I'm just going to click out of this. Now we want to make sure that our tag is actually working and we have properly connected Google Analytics 4 to our website, and they're sending data in between each other. So what I'm going to do is head back to Google Analytics. I'm going to exit this, move to the left here, go and click on reports, and then go into real time. Now I'm going to head to my website here, click up here and click on visit site. Accept the cookies so I can be tracked, of course, and now I'm just going to click somewhere. Let's say I click on blog. Head back here, and if everything is working, we should have a page view. Yes, indeed we do. So you can see that we have a page view here, and we have a session start, and that means that it's now tracking me properly. And should I do something else? Let's say that I click on checkout. We can see we have a first-time visit, we have user engagement, we can see that I have done the page view on 2 pages, we can see I've been in the home, I've been in the blog, and there it is. Now the checkout just appeared as well. So everything is working properly. Remember, it's a fantastic way to make sure everything is connected properly by using the real-time tab. When it comes to the rest of the tabs, it might take a little while before they actually get added in here. And when I say a little while, I'm talking about potentially 24 to 48 hours. Popularizing the rest of your report can take a little bit of time. So if you don't see your own data appearing in here right away, don't worry about it. Now, as a final piece of preparation, if up here you see that it says life cycle for you, you're ready to go, you're all good, you can move on to the next lecture. Now, if it says something else up here for you, it might say gaming or technology or whatever. That means that they have adapted the Google Analytics 4 depending on the industry that you've chosen earlier. And there's an easy way to fix that. So all we need to do is go down to library. In here, you're going to see another piece that is going to say something along with gaming or technology or whatever other industry that you have published here. You would go to that industry, click up here, click on delete. In here, if it's not visible, just scroll to the right. You will find one that says life cycle. You're going to move up there and click on publish so that it gets published and that you have your life cycle being shown here under your reports. If the life cycle of your user is by far the most important report to have, and we need to make sure we have it in order to learn exactly what sort of data this is, how I can read it, where I can find what, and how I can start applying it to improve everything on my website and my marketing strategy. So well done setting everything up. In the next lecture, we're going to continue our setup. Now that we have the data between our website and Google Analytics, we're going to connect Google Analytics and WooCommerce so that we can start collecting things like orders, revenue, and see how much each user is worth, so we can see where our most valuable and high quality traffic is coming from, so we can get more of it in order to get more sales and a better business for us or someone else. See you in the next lecture.